right, tell your story, Walk.
Didn't want to say anything in front of your daughter. It's your husband. He's been murdered.
Murdered?
This month, it's time for another round of noir films for Noirvember, starting tonight with the 1945 melodrama Mildred Pierce, directed by Michael Curtiz with a screenplay by Ranald McDougall, and starring Joan Crawford, Ann Blythe, Jack Carson, Zachary Scott, Eve Arden, and Bruce Bennett.
Mildred.
Based on the 1941 James M. Cain novel, Mildred Pierce, although departing from the novel pretty substantially in ways that upset the author, Mildred Pierce's novel fit into the hard-boiled mode that started in the 1920s and continued through the 1950s, looking into the seedy underbelly of American society and the inherent criminality and corruption of early 20th century America. The novel Mildred Pierce revolved around familial relations and class. A middle-class housewife, hit hard by the Great Depression, leaves her unemployed husband Bert and tries to raise her two children, hoping to give them a better life, especially her incredibly ungrateful and spoiled eldest daughter, Vida. The more spoiled and ungrateful Vida becomes, the more obsessed Mildred becomes with trying to buy her daughter's love. After working as a waitress, Mildred is able to open a restaurant with the help of a wealthy benefactor, Monty Berrigan, which becomes incredibly successful, which only leads Vida to demand more and more from her mother.
After that, there was only one thing on my mind: to open the restaurant and make it successful.
Short stack, easy on the butter. Adam and Eve on a raft, hit me hard.
We come again tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow. Good time. 4-2, half and half.
The film Mildred Pierce does away with the Great Depression as the backdrop of the story and adds a murder plot with Monty Berrigan being killed in the first scene, and then as a plot device, Mildred locking up her business manager Wally Fay in the Berrigan beach house and trying to set him up, only to be brought into the police station where she tells the story of her life as a series of flashbacks after her original husband Bert is blamed for the murder.
Fact number 2, he doesn't deny killing Berrigan. He seems to think it was a good idea. And if there's one thing we know from experience, it's that an innocent man always denies the crime. Loud and often. Pierce doesn't. So, do you blame us for feeling fairly confident that he's the man who put 4 shots out of 6 into Berrigan?
None of that is in the novel, and James M. Cain was apparently extremely upset by all the additions and subtractions. Some of what was in James M. Cain's novel was far too dark and sexual for a movie under the Hays Code. The obsession with Vida, which is very much there in the film, was implied in the novel to be an incestuous one, with Mildred having sexual feelings for her own daughter. The film makes it far more relatable, with Mildred's rejection by Vida fueling an obsessive desire to get back the same love she keeps showing her. Likewise, the affair between Vida and her stepfather, Monty Berrigan, is hinted at throughout the film, but had to be saved for a big twist at the end.
Just where did you get the idea I'm going to marry you?
Monty, don't joke like that.
I'm not joking. If you think I'm going to marry you, you're very much mistaken.
Mildred's unrequited love for her daughter is ultimately a corrosive force on her life from start to finish, leading her to ignore her second daughter, leave her first husband, who she does love, get into a relationship and eventually a second marriage with a man she doesn't love, and Vita gets worse and worse, pretending to be pregnant just to scam $10,000 from a boy she marries with a rich family, blowing her money at the racetrack with Monty Berrigan betting on horses. When Vita is finally kicked out for slapping her mother, a decision that agonizes Mildred, she becomes a cheap lounge singer at the nightclub owned by Mildred's business manager, Wally, a seedy guy who tries to sleep with Mildred at every turn.
Begins to twist and squirm. The ship starts into dip and there's a corkscrew turn. Now when the hammock starts a swinging and the bell begins a ringing, while he's sitting at that piano there on the Alabama, playing that Oceana Roll.
Joan Crawford lobbied hard for the role of Mildred Pierce, a role that no one else really wanted as far as actresses were concerned. No starlet at the time wanted to be shown to be old enough to be the mother of a 17-year-old. Crawford, who was at one of what would be many career lulls, was willing to take a screen test despite being signed to Warner Brothers and having been a bankable star for 2 decades, although she'd been labeled box office poison at the end of the 1930s. And Mildred Pierce was a hell of a comeback for all of her effort. We talked during the Love Witch episode recently about the women's pictures, more realistic and dramatic stories about issues that impact women living in America in the 1930s and 1940s. Mildred Pierce is a quintessential piece in that genre, with Mildred facing down doubts about her ability to be the primary provider for herself and her children, and against all odds actually excelling at it, but then being destroyed by having a daughter who doesn't appreciate it.
It's Vida. She's been borrowing money.
From whom?
Anybody who'd give her any. Waitresses mostly.
Hasn't she paid them back?
They're afraid to say anything or turn her down. You know how it is.
The film was extremely successful at the time, both at the box office, and in finally getting Joan Crawford, who definitely steals the show, her Best Actress Oscar. For Michael Curtiz, who just 3 years earlier had made Casablanca, gave him a chance to move away from war pictures like Casablanca and Mission to Moscow, and into helping define the late 40s film noir style that Warner Brothers became known for.
Picked her up at the airport. They grabbed her off a plane headed for Arizona. She didn't like it much.
I don't understand.
You will. We know all about it. Your mother told us everything. Why did you kill him?
You promised not to tell. You promised. You said you'd help me.
Vita, don't say anything.
Too late, Mrs. Berrigan. That's all we needed.
Before I introduce the panel, please like this video and subscribe to the Movie Night Extravaganza YouTube channel. Then hit that bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. Super chats are now open. If you have any pressing questions, send us a super chat, which helps me maintain the expenses for the show, which I'm obligated by the rules of the Geneva Convention to stop everything and ask the panel. Another way to help us out is to become a patron and give us money every month. In exchange, you get access to all of our after parties, bonus content, and we'll tell you even more movies we watched recently. Patreon.com/Movie Night Extra. We have a Movie Night Extravaganza Discord. There's an invite link in the episode description, and we have a Letterboxd HQ account. So those are 2 more places to follow along with us. Okay, let me introduce the illustrious panel. Conan Neutron is the co-host and senior producer for Movie Night Extravaganza, host of Protonic Reversal, an independent Film Critics of America film critic, and the frontman for the band Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends. Check out his music at neutronfriends.bandcamp.com. Kristina Oakes is a co-host of Movie Night Extravaganza, a streamer on Twitch, twitch.tv/cosmopolitics, a host at this space, hosting Christina's Corner, and is across social media at Cosmopolitics and on Letterboxd at Christina. I, of course, am your host who has turned loafing into a science, Forrest Miller. She didn't give a fuck about that other daughter.
Squeaky wheel gets the attention, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
She's like the scene where the other daughter's dead and Monty comes in. He's like, I thought you had 2 daughters. And she's like, yeah, she died. Anyway, I want to talk about
Anyway, moving on. Yeah.
Enough about her. Let's talk about me.
Yeah.
Been
a while since I've seen this one. Yeah. And this is one I'm just going to intro this by saying that the Sonic Youth song, Mildred Pierce, is what brought me here, which of course features Sofia Coppola. We were talking about in the group chat. We will not be playing on the stream because we do not want a DGC YouTube takedown. But it's a great video. It's kind of it's an interesting song more than like one of like their best songs or whatever. But I was like, Mildred Pierce, what is that? And of course, I was just kind of starting to get into classic movies and stuff way before TCM and any of that. And I saw this like, oh, Joan Crawford, I know that name. You know, like I didn't have any frame of reference. So, and that's what led me to Baby Jane and like every other Joan Crawford thing is this movie, which I forgot half the plot, basically. All I remember is everyone was shitty to her all the time, and her daughter was the worst.
Yeah. Her daughter really is the worst.
My first introduction to Mildred Pierce was watching the I Love series on VH1 I Love the 80s because they dedicated a full sequence to Mommy Dearest, and a major plot point in Mommy Dearest was her getting the role of Mildred Pierce. And I was like, okay, Joan Crawford, who is this? But then reading about her and watching her movies, I'm like, this is not Joan Crawford at all. And also, too, Kristina Crawford I know Kristina Crawford. She made up a lot of shit about her mom, like, for real. Like, even when she critiqued...
I know Kristina Crawford, and you, my good man, I know...
I know Kristina Crawford!
She even said, like, the wire hanger scene. She's like, half of the stuff in the movie is not even... It never happened. And it's like, but now you saw the success of Mommy Dearest and now profit off of the movie. She does drag shows with drag queens.
Which Mommy Dearest would have been like her fourth kind of. She like Joan Crawford had like phases to her career, and that was like this would have been like the beginning of like the third one, right? And then that would be like the fourth one. Is that about right?
Because she signed on the MGM in the like I think like 1924, 25. She signed on the MGM when she was Lucille Lasser. She had a drawing made, like a contest to change her name. She worked her way through because she was always getting like second to Norma Shearer. She said that working with Lon Chaney in The Unknown was when she realized, you know, she learned a lot from him. So she got to know how the grips operate, the lighting, the tech, directing. She knew what her angles were, like in her markings and everything. Like you don't see that dedication anymore, I don't think. So
and it's one of the reasons we're talking about it now too. Like the lighting in this is exceptional, and that was something I noticed even when I saw this movie. I think the only other noir I'd seen, believe it or not, was M. Which is a good other noir to see, but I hadn't seen any Bogart yet. I hadn't seen and so I was like, oh yeah, the lighting in this is very interesting. It's very cool.
It must be pretty interesting to have that as the one, because that's like that might even be kind of proto.
It is proto noir, and we always talk about throwing it on and never kind of really makes sense. But like this is another sort of tentpole example, maybe of like just fantastic. Uses of shadow and lighting, right?
German expressionism, right? Like you can see Michael Curtiz, which I said it. I didn't say it with a little accent or whatever when I did the video, but Michael Curtiz, like you can see his little, the inspiration with that winding stair shot, right? Like it's almost like like something from like an M.C. Escher painting or something, where you have the winding stairs and he has to run up of it. That's why I used it for the intro. Like it's this expressionistic kind of thing that another movie, obviously in the post-war period, that did a similar techniques, I guess, is The Third Man. Like that's very similar use of shadow, very similar use of light, and taking that expressionism, which had been banned in Germany during Hitler's entire time. Like they stopped doing expressionism, especially because a lot of the directors who had done expressionism were either gay or Jewish, and so so all of them had moved to Hollywood, and that it became infused, in the old Churchico or whatever, like style. It became infused with Hollywood films, like and it's like somebody like even somebody like Hitchcock, who was shooting at this time still in England, like they took up the banner of or like Otto Preminger, right? Like, they took up the banner of German expressionism, but they were doing it outside of Germany.
Yeah, but go Conan.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and also Clouseau too, Diabolique especially. Like him and Hitchcock had like a weird sort of like not noir arms race, but like a thriller arms race that inadvertently started the slasher genre. But yeah, go ahead, Kristina.
Yeah, and also if you think about it, Mildred Pierce is kind of the perfect role for Joan Crawford, considering she made it as an actress, playing shop girls during the Depression in the early 30s, and then by the mid 30s, I'm assuming you guys know the Hollywood Reporter article, "The Box Office Poison," where some of the great legends were considered poison, like they weren't doing numbers. Her, Marlene Dietrich, Katharine Hepburn, and you know that
Yeah, and
made a lot of changes in Hollywood because a lot of the younger stars like Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney and Lana Turner were becoming more well known. So a lot of these actors and actresses were getting too old to do the roles that were bankable.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so the timeline, right? Her initial MGM contract, which just kept on getting extended and extended and extended. In 1943, she broke her MGM contract. Like they kind of mutually decided because of that box office poison letter. They pretty much decided like we no longer want to. We no longer kind of want to work with you. And she was like, well, I no longer want to work with you. Like, I mean, you know, you're supposed to shield your stars from things like the box office poison letter, right?
Yeah,
like
even the her and Clark Gable were actually known for doing a lot of movies together. Even like after like the 8th picture, they were like people, the Hollywood like MGM, Louis Mayer were like, yeah, this is not working anymore.
Yeah. So in 1943, she signs on to Warner Brothers for a 3-movie deal. Her first movie was Hollywood Canteen, I guess, which like has every single star or whatever. It was like one of those things where they're like, let's put everybody in here to like boost the morale of the troops. And then in 1945, Kristina, do you know who they originally wanted to play the role of Mildred Pierce?
Barbara Stanwyck.
Yeah. So basically they
even threw Betty Davis around too. But again, a lot of actresses who were afraid of getting old, they're like, we don't want to be playing mothers. We don't want to play. You know, like we're still young and viable. But that's not true. A lot of them were in their mid-30s, early 40s.
Young, we're viable.
Yeah.
We're bankable stars.
Was this before or after Double Indemnity? Because if it was after, like, kind of makes sense because that's sort of like a go-to noir.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's after. Yeah, it's a year after Double Indemnity.
If I look it up, this computer's gonna crash. So,
this is one of the things. This is one of the reasons why Joan Crawford is like my favorite actress of all time because she knows the business. She knows to pick her battles. She knows what roles that she can work with and make them, you know, well, like you know, like she was the one. She's the reason why Betty Davis came on. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? She was like, I think we can do something together despite our differences, and it could work. I mean, she has an eye for talent and what's
Well, this won her the Oscar.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, right? Finally,
her one and only Oscar.
She stayed home, being sick, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that whole operation.
In that classic, in that classic, the Turner classic movie thing with Anne Blythe, right? Like who plays Vita in this, who ran to her side after she won the Oscar. Like, you know, it was the first time. It was her fourth, I guess it's her fourth movie, but they were all done in the same year, pretty much, and they were all like those cheap musical comedies. So this is like her first big studio picture, and Anne Blythe got nominated for supporting actress, and obviously she had no intention of, or you know, like she had no obligation or whatever to think that she was going to win. And she ran to Joan Crawford's side when she was in bed, and she was like, "Yeah, I think she was just scared of like." It had been so long. It had been decades, right? And all she wanted was an Oscar. So she had that famous thing where she ran on stage. All that
she wants is another Oscar.
She ran on stage to collect Anne Bancroft.
For a few more.
Yeah. She also ran on stage to collect Anne Bancroft's Oscar that one time, and she did a whole speech and like hammed it up. And like everyone was like, all right, come on.
Yeah, she was kind of pulling the Adrian Brody of her time to a certain degree. Yeah.
But
we get it.
But for an Oscar, she didn't win.
Yeah, that's even. Watch him this year. It's his next. It's his next dick
move. Not even supporting actress, but I mean, it did seem like it like having to take a screen test to someone who has already had such an established career did hurt Joan Crawford initially, which means that she really knew that she had to work for this screen test, this audition, which is something you don't usually. She would call up and beg Louis B. Mayer because Norma Shearer was married to Irving Thalberg. So she's like, how can I get all these good roles when Norma Shearer is sleeping with the boss and getting all the good roles? So she actually had to work twice as hard to impress, for those when it came to Mildred Pierce.
Which is interesting because absent of that context, like you weren't thinking about any of that when you're watching this movie. Like she's just, it's just a great performance. And like, I really like, oh my God. This is an ad for condoms, basically. Like, don't have kids.
all of her, Yeah, but all of her her best performances, right? Like this movie, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which obviously I think Betty Davis kind of steals the show more than Joan Crawford does, but there still is whenever Joan Crawford's on screen in her wheelchair or whatever, like there's always pain behind her best performances. I feel like there's like a whole story because she was in so many movies.
She taps into her childhood because she came from a very poor background. She had to work since she was a child.
Just like Mildred Pierce.
Yes, that's why she related to that role.
I love the whole part where in this Vita is such a fucking asshole. Fuck Vita.
She sucks so bad.
But she's like
but she's great in the back. Like she's up there with like the worst movie nemesises of all time. We're just like, you are terrible.
But there's like, I don't know, it's just there's like a that whole scene where she's talking about like, oh, you never talk about your people, where you came from. It's like, I don't know, if you believe in that kind of like genetic predisposition, girl, you come from that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also too, Vita has explained at one point, and even Mildred explains, like, we used to have a pretty upper class life.
Yeah.
We used to ride in a limousine and all this stuff. But when he was working with Wally, and it's like, oh, so once upon a time they did have, a nice life, and Vita got very accustomed to it.
Yeah, I mean they're in Glendale, like they're in the nicer part, and then she moves out.
I would love to live in a house like that. The house is nice.
But it's not the nicest.
It's a little more ordinary now, but at the time Glendale was like, Burbank and Glendale were like, ooh, posh. Like,
but I mean, it's the same thing as in this movie.
Like I'll be in Glendale in like a week and a half. You know what I mean? It's like not that important.
It's the same thing as in this movie, right? Like she's like a $10,000 check. And in my head, I was like, okay, I have to look. And I had the thought because when I was doing the Sting with Josh Dugan, like we were talking about the Sting, and we kept looking up how much the money, because like the money didn't sound like a lot, and then we looked up like how much would it have been in 1936, and it was like, oh yeah, like that's money to
that's inflation for you.
Like yeah.
Thanks, Trump.
Her $10,000 check is $180,000 today, and it's like, all right, well. That's why she's like kissing it and like slaps her mom when she rips up the check.
So this gets to operate on two levels to a lesser extent, like Baby Jane, that like there's sort of all of the context of what was happening around the movie at the time and with everyone's careers and so on and so forth, which is fascinating. And there's also the fact that this is just a good noir. And I do think it was interesting. I was thinking about how the show did cover The Love Witch, and Annabella are mentioning, as you mentioned in the intro, like women's movies, right? Which is something that I didn't realize was a thing for a long time. It was like, oh, this is like, a movie that, kind of features a woman. Never really thought about it. And the idea that like, oh no, this had to be like a thing. This was like a minor movement of movies specifically for a catered purpose. And it's like, okay, well, if this is like the upper end result of it, great. Because this movie is awesome. And you basically get to see a woman who's very driven, very talented, and does darn near everything right, and just is surrounded by the worst people ever that are all trying to take advantage of her. Yeah. They're all being assholes to her. They're
stealing money from her. Or
like consistently. And it's just, it's like can a bee catch a break?
Yeah,
the cinema is what this is,
just for this is definitely the upper end of stuff, but I talked about this when we did Love Witch, but some of the upper end, right, women's pictures on the list. It Happened One Night, Jezebel.
It Happened One Night's awesome. Yeah.
Gone with the Wind. The women, of course. Yeah, I'm never gonna see the entirety of Gone with the Wind because it's 4 hours. It's a 4 hour long movie.
Even with all of the actresses who were considered box office poison, that was a hit.
Rebecca.
Rebecca goes hard. Yeah, but I would love to cover that on this show.
Gaslight, which that's what women be doing. No,
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
No, Mildred Pierce, obviously. The heiress. All About Eve, which we still have to do on the show.
We did 3 Faces of Eve. That's right. Yeah. We do. I would love to do All About Eve. That's 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 for a number of reasons.
My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady's good.
So then it kind of cuts off for the 60s, and it comes back with Grease, like Norma Ray. She's Got to Have It.
Norma Ray. Sure.
Yeah, and then Selena and Titanic.
I feel like Legend of Billie Jean was like the last gasp of like the woman's movie, which is like early 80s, if I remember correctly. And very good, to be clear. And then I guess you could really, if you torture the logic, Thelma and Louise, right?
Well, they're women.
They're women. The women do be womening. But it's interesting. I never thought of it as in terms of a like planned out movement necessarily, but I guess I'm just looking at it from the position of like modern humanism.
It made a lot of sense when you look at the rationale, which is that the Great Depression, right? The Great Depression happened, and then World War II, and obviously all the men folk, all were out either at war or they were out kind of working, and the only thing, so women were seen as the primary target of
they were. Who's gonna watch these things? I guess the broads will. Okay, great.
It makes a lot more sense to have all these movies that kind of tailor the idea of the idea of these pictures to like it's women in the audience, so.
And then it's also interesting, and I'm sure we'll get into it when we kind of go through the plot too. But you have all of this stuff that's like code based, right? Like you have. The Eve Arden character, the Ida character, is sort of like, okay, this is like way lesbian coded, compliment. Where it's like, come on, you didn't realize that's what this was.
Type Ida, men are allergic to me, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just so.
But she
has some of the most banger lines in the entire film too, which is saying a lot.
She doesn't seem to realize like why all the single adult men. Besides her she oozes sexuality, and she's like, oh, that's why all the single adult men are hanging around. It's because they all want to get a crack at this pussy. But then they're not. It's like, but then why are they alone with your 17-year-old daughter? And that never crosses her mind.
Well, yeah,
she's like the problem with them hanging out with my 17-year-old daughter is that they might take her to the racetrack too much. It's like, I don't think unless the racetrack is something else. I don't
look unless you're in a James Ellroy novel. It was a different time. Okay, that's all we can say about that. But I agree with you for sure. Yeah, but I feel like it's interesting to go through the different paths of noir, right? And this is our first entry this time. I went to it last time. I think we started with Double Indemnity last time. But to see like where
also wrote Double Indemnity.
Oh, did he really? Okay, great. So,
yeah. And he also wrote The Postman Always Rings Twice, which is like everybody's tried to remake that as a noir movie from this.
And it never
moved it, at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, and so
Janitor Always Rings Twice.
So Double Indemnity's 44. This is 45. Of course, our episode Double Indemnity, which seems like 100,000 years ago, Eileen Jones came on for that, which was great.
Yeah. Holy shit. Postman Always Rings Twice, adapted 7 times as a film, as an opera, as a radio drama, and then twice as a play. That's crazy. That's too many times.
But it does make sense that Barbara Stanwyck and presumably her wig were considered for this role because she was running really hot at the time, so to speak. And
when people talk about the women's pictures as such, right? Like the names that come up over and over again: Joan Crawford, Barbara Stanwyck, Bette Davis. Like those are like the main protagonists. And then Olivia de Havilland, obviously, because for some reason they put Gone with the Wind in there.
That doesn't track to me even. Christina, do you agree with that? As a woman, how do you?
I don't. I will say this. You know who was in Mildred Pierce and Gone with the Wind? Butterfly. Lottie, who was a stone cold atheist through and through. Like she was like, I don't believe in God. I don't see the point in God. She got like the Freedom from Religion award or whatever. Like she's an icon in atheism.
She really, really regretted doing that voice because after Gone with the Wind, she was just stuck doing that voice in every role.
Yeah. Oh, that's no. Yeah.
And she's like,
Gone with the Wind. Honestly, not great, man. I years ago I watched it. It was work. Well, and he freaking Selznick goes on to do Rebecca, which is a fantastic film. And like one of the only times Hitchcock gets any real notice from the Academy, and it's basically like he's, it's almost a work for hire by comparison, because it's mostly a Selznick movie than it is a Hitchcock movie. But what it is great. Whereas Gone with the Wind, I'm sorry, like I understand why it was important. It's not a very enjoyable movie. It's about an hour too long at the best of it. I mean, to say that's problematic is like, it's not. Look, if somebody is good and problematic, maybe you can get away with it. I'm sorry, Gone with the Wind kind of sucks.
I love that the David O. Selznick Wikipedia page, accusations of sexual abuse, and then like
not a great guy,
and then a picture of just pills, and it's like amphetamine abuse.
But it is wild that Rebecca Selznick movie is the only one that ever won him Best Picture of all the movies that guy did, right? And all the classics and ones that are rightly regarded as. I mean, for a while, Vertigo was like always in like the one of the best pictures of all time category. I mean, we would not be where we are today with horror movies if not for Psycho, North by Northwest.
Vertigo,
there's so many.
Vertigo, took over. I think. They have the big Sight and Sound poll, right? It's like the
that was Vertigo was the 10, not the most recent one, the one before that.
Yeah,
Vertigo was the big
after
winner,
after
right?
they'd pretty much done Citizen Kane every single other time they had done that poll. It's like, oh well, now we put Vertigo in there.
But it's crazy. Rebecca is the only one that won Best Picture.
Yeah,
and it's the one that, and it's badass. It's awesome, but it's more of a Selznick picture than it is a Hitchcock picture, which is so sad. But the idea that like it being, a woman's picture in the same way, Rebecca, I'll back. Gone with the Wind, not so much. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about this movie. Let's talk about Mildred Pierce, because who the hell talks about Mildred Pierce this stage? I'll tell you who. Your friends at Movie Night Extravaganza. We do. Yeah. God damn it. God damn it.
Not the
plot.
Not the Kate Winslet one.
Not the Kate Winslet.
It was so weird.
Closer to the novel.
You press it, it's like a picture of the novel and then a picture of the 1945 one and the picture of the Kate Winslet one. And it's like, which one do you want? And it's like, obviously the Joan Crawford one, bro.
Yeah.
But,
I love Kate Winslet, but not enough to watch that. Sorry, it's too long.
Monty Berrigan, the second husband of Mildred Pierce, is murdered. The police tell Mildred her first husband, Bert Pierce, is guilty of the murder because he owned the gun, had a motive, and does not deny the crime. In fact, he actually said it was a good idea. Mildred protested.
Divorce. There's still there's still feelings, I think, between Mildred and Bert.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very much.
Like
so.
the divorce was a mistake, I think.
Yeah, she said it at the
well,
end.
considering all the rest of the dude she shacks up with, yeah. I mean, it was like guy's a prize by
Wally,
comparison.
His ex-partner. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Wow. You're better off with that, Wally. One can assume he has attachments.
Well,
that's Jack Carson, right?
She's like, she gets a divorce, and all of a sudden you hear the sound of like little rolling wheels.
Fun little fact: there's a movie I think it's called "The Best of Everything" that came out in like the late '40s, and it had Jack Carson, who played Wally, and a few others, and Joan Crawford spoofed her infamous, scene with Vita where she's like, get out before I kill you, slaps people, and they're like, why'd you do that for? She's like, I do that in all my pictures, which is kind of became a thing for Joan Crawford to play like these strong maternal figures who slap other characters around.
Yeah, well, she gets slammed, and but yeah. So Mildred protests that he is too kind to commit murder and reveals her story to the officer in a flashback. So what do you guys think of that plot device?
Well,
it's a noir.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very much a noir trope, right? Yeah,
not a novel at all.
But at the time it wasn't, like, because these are the movies that were establishing these tropes. So we think of it as a trope now, but at the time, how it plays out here is like there's a nonchalance to it that's like kind of entertaining almost, right? Where it's like, oh, everyone's real low key about this. I guess I don't know. It's it's kind of weird. And I'm not sure if I noticed that actually, I can tell you for a fact I didn't notice it the first time. But like in that same way that our freaking class cut up is just sitting there like cracking wise with the cops about being in like the same house with a body. It's like, okay, that's you don't. It's come back around that we would see that now, but for years that just wouldn't be something that we would see. That wouldn't be. It would be, this supposed to be treated very seriously.
Yeah, it does make sense at the end not to spoiler for a movie that was made in 1945, but it makes sense. It makes sense in the end. Where it's like they already know who did it. They know what the motive was, and it's not. They just need Mildred Pierce to specifically say, slip up and say it was her daughter. So that being a little bit more casual about it when the cops are like, no, listen, we know who did it. It's but
it's also. Sure, but it's also like one of the first movies where the answer to that question is like one of the least interesting things about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now we've gotten back around to like the knives out of it all, right? Where it's sort of like, oh, there's all these other things at play, et cetera, ad infinitum. But like this is something that one of the reasons I was so excited, not just because I think it'd be a fun movie to talk about, but like I was like, yeah, let's start with Mildred Pierce, is because I feel like a lot of the modern sensibility of noir and a lot of what we think of as neo-noir, whatever you want to call it, takes a lot of cues from Mildred Pierce, even if it doesn't realize that that's what's happening. Because a lot of these tropes are put up, especially the more comedic beats and how that's mixed in very dry ways. 100%. You see that all the time now. And especially with this thing where it's like, okay, you have a murder, but it's really about this woman's story and how everybody is terrible to her all the time, always.
But in a way, it reminds me of that. Reminds me of Double Indemnity in the sense that like they use the Edward G. Robinson, like the accountant as kind of a framing device.
A framing device, sure, because otherwise it couldn't be more different. Because with Double Indemnity, like the Barbara Stanwyck character is like the catalyst for like all of this, right? And then this one is like she's literally just trying to live her life the best she can and doing a pretty good job of it, despite being assaulted from all sides by people trying to take advantage of her, trying to like prey upon her kindness and generosity, and just her daughter, which is just a demon from hell.
Yeah. So Mildred.
Apologies to any demons out there. Sorry.
We know you did what you had to do.
Mildred and Bert are unhappily married. After Bert splits with his business partner, Wally Mildred must sell her baked goods to support the family. Bert accuses Mildred of favoring their 2 daughters over him. I wouldn't say 2 daughters over him. I would say
one of them.
It's like you're not fucking me anymore. Okay, I'm like you're unemployed. She's got good to make money.
But this is the kind of thing also that I think has come back around. I think that's more relatable now than it was maybe like in the 80s or like 90s or something along those lines, as people are like underemployed. And what's the biggest stressor on relationships? Money.
I mean, what do you guys think? I think that it works if they took kind of the Great Depression aspect out of it, and they pushed down the timeline, because the book's timeline is all the way through the Great Depression into the 40s. So it's like a decade of time, I'm pretty sure. And so like in this, I think it's supposed to be 1939 through 1945. I mean, when through the present, I guess. So it's like it's the wartime, which is funny. No one ever mentions the war's on or anything. They're never like
it's not. It's completely irrelevant to the entire film. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, their quarrel intensifies after a phone call from Bert's mistress, Maggie Biederhoff, and they separate. Which I don't know. I think Bert.
And he didn't even marry her, which is hilarious.
It seems like she married someone else, because maybe he had commitment issues, but it seems like he was the one that married. Yeah.
Unresolved feelings.
Well, it's interesting how they get around the code stuff for that too, right? Because it's sort of like, obviously, any of us watching it like in 2025, we're coming out with a modern sensibility. You can read between the lines on a lot of this, but it's like,
divorce is so common. But back then, it's like, what? Divorce?
It wasn't.
What's that?
Yeah, like and the fact that is a plot point, that it takes a long time to get a divorce, and that during the process of divorce, shared assets, marital assets, can be used, seized, or plundered for one or both of the.
If there's no obvious infidelity, which you
have to wait like a year to get remarried or something like that.
Well, you also have to say that your husband beat you, because at the time they didn't have, which is why no fault divorce was such a big
the right wing hates that,
because at the time you kind of had to ruin your husband's life if you wanted to get divorced, and say either he was unfaithful, which that doesn't really ruin lives, but then or you had to say pretty much like, oh no, he beats me. And he's like,
Joan Crawford, because she was married 3 times. She was married to Douglas Fairbanks Jr., She was married to Franco Tone, who was she tried to prop him up as a big movie star, but he was not interested. And then she was married to Philip Terry, and she had to come up with ways to, excuses to divorce all three of them. But then later on, she would like take care of them in their elderly years. She would have dinner with all three of them, like no big deal. And it's like,
well, at least one of them was gay. I think Franco Tone, I think, was gay. Or
maybe
one of
or bisexual.
Yeah. But there's also the thing, right, when there's the line where he's like, if he's such a nice guy, why did you divorce him? That line hits the ear in like this weird way today, where it's like, well, maybe the marriage just didn't work out. But at the time, because of the whole like you had to find fault, it's like, no, that guy would have had to be like an abuser.
You can't just say reconcilable difference, like you had to come up with something real.
Reconcilable differences, see?
Well, that's where that phrase came from.
Yeah.
It's like that's all you need to say instead of trying to like get into the banal minutia of interpersonal relationship, which is better, frankly. I mean, marriage shouldn't be a prison; it should be a partnership, and not all partnerships work out.
What's the thing from Chicago? Where she's like, we had a difference of opinion. He thought he was alive, and I saw him
dead. Had it coming.
Mildred meets Monty Berrigan, a Pasadena Society of
Monty.
I feel like this movie's definitely made for you because oh no, wait. I guess I missed a paragraph. But I feel like this movie's based up for you because it's like it's like every place is like California as fuck. She's like Pasadena, Glendale, they're driving through it, which it's not gonna be all of our
for
movies.
me or for Kristina?
For you. Conan Neutron.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've been to all these places. What do you want to know? There's a lot of car dealerships in Pasadena.
It's just funny that
there's a little old lady from Pasadena.
I feel like a lot of because they were shooting it on set or like on these big sets, like a lot of the noir films from this time period are so California.
Right, and it's something where it's way easier just to head over to the valley, than to like go off to like an actual like remote location. It looks so different at the time, especially because that's before the strip mallization of America.
Yeah,
it does have a completely different feel, and it also makes sense for the purposes of the story because you think about like she's making all these restaurants. She spoiler alert again for a movie that's older than my dad. And they're in different places. There's like 3 or 4 that change, and like they do a good job of it being realistic in how that would roll out in the way that like McDonald's did, and like Bob's Big Boy and things like that.
To be. I mean, I don't know if they're like like some of them seem to be drive-ins where it's like
absolutely, and that was a huge.
Make it into like and I also I like that they're like, this is the only restaurant in a 5 mile drive from here, and it's like,
which is how it's the 40s, because the 50s is when that stuff blew the f up.
Yeah, cars used to be like slower a little bit, right? Like But and they used to have that nice kind of horn instead of the one we have now.
So they know him. So Zachary Scott, by the way, is Monty. He was kind of a notable villain, mystery man kind of character.
Yeah, he has a very Clark Gable look.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the mustache.
Yeah, but and the kind of dandy way he holds his cigarettes. But Mildred retains custody of 16-year-old Vita, a bratty social climber. That's putting it mildly. And
Jesus Christ, is this written by her agent?
Like, oh, say you're somebody who enjoys the finer things, rather than what you actually are.
Gun enthusiast Dick Cheney. Okay, sure.
Shit, Ed Blythe is 97 years old.
Yeah, Ed Blythe is 97. And 10-year-old Kay, a tomboy. That's all we really know about her. Its principal goal is to provide material.
Okay, she deserved better.
Material possessions for Vita, who longs for high social status and is ashamed of her mother being a baker. Mildred hides her other job as a waitress, but Vita learns the truth and treats her mother with disdain. She it's more than just disdain. She puts her waitress outfit on the black maid and is like, what? I thought this was for her. Like, she's like,
she's malevolent.
If I I don't want fire things in life, but she should be lucky that she's not having to work for any of this. Her mother is, like
her mother's like, I'll do anything for you, and she's like, yeah.
But you're doing like a working class job, even building her own restaurant like empire is not good enough, which is still fucking ridiculous.
It's
that's her take on things.
She does all the business. She does all the business stuff. She's not actually, waiting tables. Like, be grateful. My God. It's like if my mom and I were able to make our cleaning business a success and not actually do the actual work, but just run the business and have teams, doing all the real work.
It's the dictionary definition of an ingrate.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. Go ahead, Forrest.
It's so hard. It's so heartbreaking where there's the scene and they're in the house and she's talking about how she hates the house, which I get it. It's like suburbia, right? Like high end suburbia in the 1940s. But she's like, I hate this house. And then her mom goes to kiss her after saying like we'll be okay. She goes to kiss her and then she's like, oh, don't get mushy about it. And it was like heartbreaking. It's like
I know. Even when have you noticed when they hug, she's like very stiff and like about it too. Like she's like, it's so like damn.
So Anne Blythe is 16, by the way, when they filmed this, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's very good at being the worst, the actual worst.
The real Anne Blythe. Like I was watching interviews that she had. Maybe she's mellowed out with age, but she seems very very low key and like mellow. She's like everything was good. She talks about breaking her back a year after this. She fell off a toboggan and broke her back, and she's like, I just got to get my studies done and I got to be home with my mom. It was pretty nice, in the end.
And she had like 5 kids.
It's like that's not like if I broke my back, I would never stop like. I'd never stop bitching and moaning about it. I'd be like, I'd be like 97, and I'd say like, oh, anyone listening? Oh.
Also, too, if you really think about it, like she's the first, problem, like what is it? Like the bad seed? Like she's like Vita's like one of the first children, technically, like villainous role, which is
it goes back as far as like something like Cain and Abel, right? But they're like worse to each other, and it's like this is a malevolence that goes upwards up the familial chain, which is like I don't know.
But it's funny too because you can tell like reading about Joan Crawford and how she had to work with younger female actresses. There are times where Joan Crawford did treat some of her younger, like in the 50s at least, her female co-stars kind of like dirt because she didn't think that they were keeping up the pace on her level. So this one actress, I think it was on Queen Bee, this girl named Lucy, she was like, when she hits me, she really hits me. But she later apologized. like Joan realized, okay, I was young once. I gotta, give these girls a bit of a break. It's a newer Hollywood, that's, at least she admitted that. But she didn't seem to have that problem with Anne Blythe at all. Like, Anne Blythe was like keeping up.
Which is funny because one of the castings for this, Shirley Temple. Crazy.
Bobby Sox and what? Oh my God! Well, she did play a spoiled-ish daughter in that one Bobby Sox movie. But
that's a totally different movie, though. Well, this reminds me of how Faulkner did William Faulkner, everybody did a rewrite that was kind of focused more on like the restaurant business side of it, and like it was like that sounds great. It's just a different movie. Like there's nothing about that's like the same about this. It's like these sliding doors.
Every time I hear about Faulkner's Hollywood career, I think of Barton Fink because
absolutely,
that alcoholic mess of a guy.
And it's basically Faulkner, right?
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of weird if Anne Blythe passed away after we did this episode.
Like today.
Today's the day. Yeah.
Mildred meets Monty Berrigan, a Pasadena society playboy with an almost depleted inheritance. Berrigan owns the building that Mildred wants to purchase for a restaurant, and he pursues, but she doesn't purchase, by the way, until later. She defers. She gets I like that she gets Wally to do it for her, which is such a fucking pervy scam artist that entire time. But
like he's always wanting her because he's like, oh, you're divorced from my ex-partner. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, your ex-partner and my ex-partner, same guy.
We have that in common.
Wow, we have so much in common. But I like that. He's trying to fuck the whole movie, and he just doesn't get to. But in the book, he does.
My bedtime.
The book, he does get to fuck. I think right at first, and then she like throws him aside.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it better. I like a lot of these changes that they made. It seems like it's a lot.
So if there's not to skip ahead, but the murder that's like a double indemnity thing rather than it being like in the book. Like that's something where they're like, oh, we got to have a murder.
In the novel
There's
at
no-
all.
yeah,
Just like that brand new movie that came out last year called Double Indemnity that everybody likes, which is
She and also she ends up choking Vita, I think, in the book, and
Yeah.
she like chokes. But Vita's also a different
she
character.
does it in the. That's the one thing I remember in the miniseries. I'm like, wait, what's happening? I'm like, why isn't there not a murder? Like she literally tries to choke her to death.
Yeah,
Like, ruin her
but
stinging.
I mean, that's relatable if you ask me. But anyway, moving
Yeah,
on.
well, yeah. I mean, if it's anything like this, Vita. I think the other big change that they made is that in this, obviously, she ends up being like a kind of sleazy lounge singer, whereas in the book version, she's like she becomes like a very popular like concerto kind of singer. Like she does make it into like the higher echelon, and that kind of builds the tragedy up. But so he pursues a romantic interest in her while the two are at his beach house for a weekend. Kay, which other daughter, the one that
she's in this movie too. Yeah.
contracts pneumonia and dies after a trip to Arrowhead with Vita. Oh wait, with Vita and Bert and Mrs. What's her name?
Biederhoff.
Mrs. Biederhoff.
Distinctly middle class.
I almost said Mrs. Bruderhoff, but that's the Amish people that are down the road from me.
Those are different people. Yeah.
Yeah. Mildred channels her grievance to work and throws herself into opening a new restaurant with help from her friend and former supervisor Ida Corwin, who dips from the other restaurant real fast.
Yeah.
Which it looks like a horror show, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, that restaurant looks terrible.
I mean, she saw something in Mildred. Like, she's like, this woman is a hard worker and very competent and fast learner. I can handle this. I can deal with this. I'm not. She's a good partner to have in a business.
She's clearly smart. She's skilled. She's a lesbian coded brassy dame.
Yeah.
Right?
Look now, you got feathers poking out your.
Like I said, she gets some of the most
Zingers.
the most banger
Yeah,
zingers
the
in
best
the
one
movie.
is the best one is I want to say this. I want to say this correctly. She's like, Vita's convinced me that alligators have the right idea. They eat their young.
They're young.
So good.
Yeah.
That's such a great line. God.
And of course, she's iconic for playing the principal in Grease and the superior sequel Grease 2. That's how a lot of us knew her.
Wallow helps Mildred buy the property, and she soon owns a chain of restaurants throughout Southern California. See, it's all Southern California based. Things.
Mildred.
Also,
I work at a restaurant called Willis.
Another one when she says to Monty, "Don't look now, Junior, but you're standing under a brick wall. I don't get it. You will when it falls on you." Great.
I mean, she saw this shit coming. She saw a lot of stuff. I think she knew a lot of what was going on, but didn't want to tell Mildred.
She's skimming money from the waitresses. Like she's going up to working people, and she's like, "Let me get whatever you have. Let me."
Ida's awesome. She's badass.
Yeah.
Vita secretly marries well-to-do Ted Forrester. Yeah, spelled like Forrest. For his money and position, but his mother objects. The mother is horrible too. They could have been married and had like a horrible fucking family, a horrible lineage.
I know, man.
Vita agrees
to helped her scheme $10,000 out of him.
Turned into the Kushner family late in later years.
Dissolves the marriage, but claims she's pregnant and demands $10,000, which is done in such a dramatic fashion.
No test anyway, too. Like, it's funny. Like, even when like, that's not when they talk about a baby. I'm like, where's the paternity test? Or did they have those back in 1945? Like, what was going on here?
Well, and it's also
clinical pregnancy.
Right. It's also important to note that inflation matters quite a bit as well. The $10,000 check would be the equivalent of $182,000.
Yeah.
Now
I would kill that $10,000 right now.
You kill for a regular $10,000.
I kill for $182 at this moment in time. Jesus Christ.
So she demands.
By the way, join the Patreon, everybody. Patreon.com movie Night Extravaganza. We're all broke as.
I spent the Patreon money on Letterboxd, so we're looking for more patrons.
There's just freaking more messages and bottles out there. Okay, please continue.
From the Forresters, my people, I guess.
Your people, right? Yeah.
Vita smugly confesses her pregnancy as a sham to Mildred, who tears up the check and throws her out of the house. And after fucking Vita slaps her mom in the face.
Pretty pretty
But,
good
like,
slap too. It was like,
I mean,
damn.
that's what she became known for at that time. You know, slapping her co-stars around.
After this, I have a clip where
much like Sean Connery.
I have a clip where a guy asked Anne Blythe. I have a clip where a guy asked Anne Blythe about I can play it now. A guy asked Anne Blythe about what it was like to slap Joan Crawford, and I don't know. She's not as hyped as I think Betty Davis would have been.
I would be remiss if I did not ask you about doing something that I know Betty Davis would have loved to have done, which was really smack Joan Crawford. Did you guys have a conversation before or after about that?
No, and maybe it's just as well, because they were real, very real.
I'm sure.
I think you can really sense when you see some of those scenes to this day that it stung, and you can see it in my face, and certainly when I slap her, that both of us were just shaking with me with hate, and she pretty much on the same level of get out, get out.
It was amazing. And was that a one-take deal, or did a couple takes?
There weren't too many.
I was going to say.
75 takes, Kubrick style.
They would have had to change makeup.
Right. So when the movie was done, and you and your friends and family and the industry saw it, do you feel that people suddenly saw you in a different light, or realized that you had more to offer than they might have given you credit for before?
I think perhaps. I don't know to what degree.
Yeah.
But I think
my dude, she was 16.
Right. And I guess one thing that must have been very tough was that it wasn't very long after, from what I understand, very long after Mildred Pierce, that you when things were probably looking as bright as ever, that you had this very terrible injury that I wonder if, just how does a young, healthy person essentially break their back?
I was thrown from a toboggan. We had decided to go up into the snow just for a weekend, just to have some fun. And
can I just say that sounds like a Coen Brothers setup? I was thrown from a toboggan.
I always think of Dane DeVito.
It feels like a classic. Like sometimes I imagine when I'm like shaking a snow globe, I imagine it really is like a town or something in there, and, like,
and you're just fucking their shit up.
how would a town suddenly be like there's an earthquake or something?
Oh, storm of the century!
Also, too, another thing about the slap, if you remember earlier in the first argument at the beginning of the movie between Mildred and Bert's like, I would want to slap Vita, teacher.
Yeah, and she's like, I would never,
never. And then she's like, I'd rather cut off my hand.
Well, she slaps. I mean, there's when she's like, oh, I don't know anything about your people or whatever. She's the first one to slap Vita, and those scenes mirror each other, and I like that. I was watching it, and I was like, oh fuck, like that they perfectly like mirror the thing, which is why I think she's so much more like bent out of shape about it later on, where she really wants to get Vita back. It's like probably feels bad that she started the slap game. The kids play the slap game.
Well, but it's also one of, if you were to somehow compile like a cinema's best slaps, it's got to be in there, right?
Yeah.
Because it is, because just like the shock of like, oh god damn, like it's like that's, you can tell it's very real because the impact of it is just it's extraordinary.
And we talked about this on Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, where Betty Davis and her finally have the physical altercation, and the entire time they're having this altercation, I'm pretty sure it was Betty Davis that kept purposely fucking up a little bit and moving her out of the shot, so they'd have to say, all right, cut, let's do it again, so she could fuck her up again. And then so she did it like a bunch of times and just kept purposely ruining the shot because she wanted to hit her.
She wanted to keep yeah. That's how it sounds, real like a real healthy relationship on set. Anyway.
At least they used it for something. So
that's what I'm saying. Anything you tell me about a toboggan, like that's Coen Brothers to me, where it's like toboggan, because toboggan's just an inherently funny word.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you break your back on it, maybe it isn't anymore, but like to me, it is. Thank you, toboggan, everybody.
There was something recently that I
just
felt
toboggan, empty.
There was something recently that I thought
condom from my monster dog.
my Magnum condom that I got from my monster dong. I love what. Have you ever seen the thing where they just set it to different music and he's like, oops, oh, oops, and there's like. But all right, let's we're not classing up this place, aren't we?
We certainly are not. We were doing so great too, but hey.
Bert, too distraught to tell Mildred about Vita's latest escapade. That's one word for it.
Escapade.
Takes her to Wally's nightclub. Wally's nightclub, obviously, in the beginning of the movie, that's the first place she goes after witnessing
Wally.
His nightclub. He goes around.
Billy McCoy.
Where Vita performs. Yeah, where Vita performs as a lounge singer. She's a pretty sleazy lounge singer, and she has that one. Not gonna use the R word. Moronic co-singer or whatever that.
Oh yeah, she's just a fool.
I didn't know you had a mother. Everyone has a mother.
Well, they and there's this thing where it's like everybody that's aspiring to be a different class in this, like the character that's the Butterfly McQueen character Lottie, right? Yeah. Like, she's like charmed to meet me, I'm sure, or something. She says that, and then the same line is said later on, pretty much by that girl, like the really dumb one in the room, where she's like, charmed, I'm sure, charmed to meet. Like, so everyone that's kind of aspiring to like do this thing where they're trying to project like a different class position, whether it's because of the race part of it, or whether it's because of the sleazy lounge singer part of it. They do the same kind of verbal.
She ended up regretting taking a lot of those maid roles later on, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, she was typecast.
And I wonder too. It's funny because I mentioned it was a throwaway line about the toboggan being Coen coded, but like think of the Coen brothers, like they have great idiots in their movies. You know what I mean? Where the characters was like, well, you're not very smart, are you? But you're very confident in your abilities, which you shouldn't be. But you're like kind of a dunce at this, and that is something that I feel like some of it was code coping. Like just getting around the code, right? It was like, oh, we can't show this, so we'll just show somebody like saying like the dumbest thing you could possibly imagine, so somebody can like bag on them or just respond to them or whatever. Especially in the 40s, like it was that was something that you get some really good dunce work.
A lot of creative insults.
Yeah, well, like you got it. Someone has to justify the insult, right? Because it wasn't the kind of thing where like we hadn't entered in.
Like, people don't know what the word adult means. I'm like, you don't know.
Adult's amazing.
I use that all the time. Like, I'm like, if you're going to insult me, don't be using the R word or stupid or moronic. I'm like, there are so many creative things that you could come up with from way back when. And people today are like, what? And I'm like,
I got extra credit in the 4th grade for usage of the word dolt in a sentence. And I was able to cite it. And my teacher was very impressed. But going back to the idiocy of it all, right? That like this is before you have like the new Hollywood sort of thing where bad things just happen and like terrible things happen to you, like whether you deserve it or not. Like there's always kind of like, well, if they show themselves to be a fool, then it's okay to kind of goof on them and see like there's a class basis as well. The Marx Brothers, Margaret Dumont, et cetera, et cetera. But someone being just a dummy is like that's such a only person really to carry that. The only directors really to carry that forward. Is really Coen brothers. So we think of it as a Coen-coded thing because they're the only ones that are looking back to that side of old Hollywood specifically, where you got to have someone that like they're going to get the witty rejoinder because they deserve it. So anyway, whatever. Idiots, everybody. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody.
Seeing several sailors in the audience wolf whistle at Vita in her sexy costume. Is it a sexy costume?
For the 40s, it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
I mean,
it's a slit. It shows leg, and arms.
True. It shows legs and arms. See, you can't go out with games like that.
Hey, remember with the controversy by Drew Magini and Gilligan's Island showing the belly button? Come on now.
What was there's a line in this where I think it's Monty Berrigan. He's like, "Didn't hurt that you showed your gams" or something.
Yeah. Wow.
Mildred begs her to come home. Vita sneers and says her mother can never give her the lifestyle she deserves. Desperate to reconcile with her daughter, Mildred coaxes Monty into a loveless marriage to improve her social status, with Monty's price being 1/3 share of her business to allow him to settle his debts.
Monty's price being $1 million. Sorry.
$1 million. Listen, $1 million would have been a much better price.
I would take it.
A guy like Monty then 1/3. You do not give that guy a share of your business.
No.
It's setting her up for failure.
It's not good. It's not good.
Oh, he's run everything he's ever had into the ground.
Yeah, he even told me, he's like, I don't want this to be a habit. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
He's like, oh, I could take your money, but there's the line where she hands him the money to go away, pretty much, which isn't in the synopsis, but she hands him the money basically to go away because he's blowing all of the money at the racetrack with Vita.
Yeah, it's F off money is what it is. That's what we call
and
it now,
he's
anyway.
like, well, now I know what it's like to take a tip. It's like, goddamn,
Jesus, it's like, go pound sand, man. Come on.
He's probably hitting up the waitresses for tips too, just like Vita is doing. Eager to live out her dream as a debutante, pretends to reconcile with her mother, and moves into Berrigan's lavish mansion. Eventually, the cost of supporting Monty and Vita. Well, she did get a second daughter, I guess. She got Monty Berrigan.
Damn, light him up.
And Monty's underhanded ploy to retain his share in the business while causing his wife to forfeit her own bankrupts Mildred, forcing her to sell the restaurant chain. After driving to his beach house to confront Monty, Mildred finds Vita in his arms. And that's one way to put it. Vita scornfully tells her mother that Monty intends to marry her after divorcing Mildred, who runs to her car in tears after dropping a gun she intended to use on Monty. When Monty tells Vita he would never marry her because she is a rotten little tramp, she shoots him with Mildred's gun.
And this is an error because at the beginning, when he gets shot, he lays there and there's a close up of him saying Mildred, like 5 seconds later, but he's getting shot and saying Mildred, and I'm like,
well, he says Mildred the way that the Charles Cain says Rosebud.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, it's so you got to understand when thinking about these plot points, right? This is not a modern times situation. This is 1945.
Yeah.
This is we're coming at this from decades of cinema, plot twists, et cetera, et cetera. So all that said, Vita is the worst. Worst. So it's one of those things like, yeah, all right, fine. When it happens, like, I get it. Like, it's earned. It's earned that is what happens. But there is kind of it's not outright said what age she's supposed to be, but she's not of age. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah. Do they say it? Maybe I missed
17 a
that.
month of time.
I don't pay that much attention to age of consent. What am I, a libertarian? Thank you.
Yeah, but no, she's a teenager.
Age of consent, everybody. Libertarian Party, look it up. Anyway.
she's a teenager. She's 17.
Yeah,
it's made very clear that she's a young lady, not yet a woman.
And Mildred, deep down, she kind of knows something is going on with her daughter and these men because she's literally saying all the time, "Stay away from Vita. Stay away from Vita. Stay away from Vita."
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get the impression that it's more that she thinks that he's like a bad influence on her.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Right.
But,
which, to be fair, he is, but that's not the least of the problems.
Yeah. But the way that
If she was going to marry him, they would have been broke because Mildred was going to sell it. And you think that she was going to give him anything?
I don't think she's thought, but like she's an idiot. She's an idiot that nobody makes do anything because her mom is so desperate for her approval that she pays for everything and spoils her. Yeah. So I don't think there is a plan. I wouldn't even be surprised if Monty had never said, "I'm going to marry you." You know what I mean? Like she just blurted that out, and then he's like, marry you, you little whore. I'm not doing that. The way he talks is like even when
you think I'm gonna marry you, you're out of your mind.
No, he's like you think I'm gonna marry you? I would never marry you. Like he has like these long sentences that he says that are like very sound even classy when he's turning on her to call her a whore. And he's like, you think I'm gonna marry you? What on earth would make you think I'm gonna marry you? I'm gonna marry you.
No, like he's some prize. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. No, but that's very real, and it's something where all of that's just it's not gonna end well. You know that from the beginning. We start with the murder. We start with let's hear it for idiots, everybody. Let's give him a big round of applause, idiots, everybody. Yeah.
Wait.
We celebrate them. We celebrate the stupid here at Movie Night Extravaganza.
Wait, let's hear it for idiots, everybody.
Taffon. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. Right on. I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, you don't feel it's not good.
I feel like Jason when I do that.
Yeah, wow.
Well, white Jason.
And then, of course,
he's white.
Mildred hears the gunshots.
Maybe not Jason Miles. Maybe I'm just Jason.
It's a Jason. Maybe you're Jason Voorhees. Who knows? Jason Biggs. I don't know. I'm not being picky. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, been a lovely audience.
Of course, what happens next. Obviously, Mildred hears the gunshots, and freaking Vita comes up with some stupid line like, "Oh."
Yeah, Mildred hears. Oh, that one's not a very good gunshot.
That's a bad, terrible gunshot.
I literally had the sound effect on my Instagram story.
So
Mildred hears.
All right.
Those are all the gunshots. No, but yeah.
Is that it? We about done with that, or is there still more?
Vita begs her mother to help conceal the murder. Mildred reluctantly agrees, although it's like kind of off screen. I mean, she's like, just don't call the police. Her mom's gonna rat on her. The second, fed up with Wally's misdeeds, helping Vita blackmail the Forresters, hiring to sing in a seedy nightclub, assenting to Monty's business move against her, and making constant sexual overtures towards her. Mildred tries to pin the murder on Wally by luring him to the beach house. That's in the beginning. Police officers arrest Wally when he flees in panic after seeing Monty's body. So the investigating officer tells Mildred that Wally cannot be the killer because he has no motive. I mean, his motive is he's trying to fuck. His motive is maybe if I kill this guy, I get to fuck.
I'm like,
that's been his
motive. These detectives.
That's been his motive the entire movie. That's his motive.
He was very on brand the entire time. You're right. Yeah.
But in the present, the detectives admit they knew all along that Vita committed the murder. Mildred tries to apologize as her daughter is sent to jail, but Vita rebuffs her. What else is there left to say? Mildred leaves the police station to find Bert waiting for her outside, and I hope she got back with Bert because they could try.
Honestly, compared to the rest of them, he's a freaking prize.
Yeah. He says at the beginning, he's like, my husband is too kind and gentle for to be the murderer. And it's like,
also
at the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I believe that. But at the end of the movie, I was like,
it's like, no, by comparison, he's a saint. Yeah, exactly.
They got married when she was 17, that's how it was back then. But that actor was known for playing Tarzan in the 30s.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Bruce Bennett. Bruce Bennett is such a good Hollywood name, I feel like, for this time period.
He lived to be 100. Badass.
Yeah. Oh shit. So he died in 2007.
Yep.
His real name was Harold Herman Bricks.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a name. Look
it's
at
me.
Lucille Lesueur.
He's got a good. He was in. Hold on. Give me a second. Treasure Share Madre. He's James Cody in Treasure Share Madre. So another movie that we covered. Dark Passage.
He also won a silver medal for the shot put at the Olympic Games in Amsterdam. Apparently.
Yep.
So
his first career he was an athlete first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The
track and field.
Yeah, I didn't remember that until you said it, but classic. Yeah, he's
that guy. Yeah, it's Bruce Bennett. We talked about this dude. I don't know, 2 years ago, whenever that was. Yeah, we all wore hats. That's what I remember best.
Yeah, that was really fun. And I wore like a jacket that was like a westerny jacket.
Yeah,
it probably wasn't, but
that fellow was in a ton of movies, and not all of them are great. Let's get real.
Yeah.
But he was
well, the name Bruce Bennett, right? You got to keep casting the guy.
Yeah, it's Bruce Bennett. You got to throw him.
I'd see that name and I'd be like, oh, Bruce
sounds
Bennett.
Like a famous
cast him.
Actor name,
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm looking at trying to look at other
straight off of Hail Caesar.
This line, this movie thing is it goes dozens and dozens and dozens of and he even got to retire in 1980. But yeah, he's
we won't.
This list is really, really long.
We're gonna be talking about the thing about this AI movie is that
he's in the
sorry, that's bleak. Also true.
he was in Love Me Tender, Elvis's acting debut.
Oh.
He's in
All right.
The Fiend of Dope Island.
That's not a real movie. No way. That's The Fiend
Yeah.
of Dope Island.
Otherwise known as Whiplash, apparently.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow.
He played Daniel Boone in Daniel Boone Trailblazer.
Dope Island, 1961. Wow. Okay.
And
a lurid men's adventure. So it makes sense. So this is what I always think of. Hold on. Are you familiar? So we talk about women's movies, right? But like, there's the whole sort of men's adventures, and like men's serials and whatnot, and sure, and so like there's a great one that's hold on, I'm gonna steal the screen share to do this because I think it's worth. We're already taking the moment. So Men's Adventure Quarterly is what's this from, and Leopard on My Back, Sex Storms Lash Our Prisons. But here's my favorite, which is Give me back my arm.
See, I don't know if alligators have the right idea. Sex Storms Lash Our Prisoners. That's what it says.
They're young.
Give me back my arm is my favorite.
Give me back my arm.
Give me back my arm.
Down, dirty rat.
But now that we
moving on. Yeah.
now that we've gone over the plot, the aftermath is Mildred Pierce ended up becoming a big hit and revitalizing Joan Crawford's career. She
won the Oscar.
Era. Yeah,
it was nominated for Best Picture, right? And
the screenplay.
And two separate Best Supporting actresses. And was one, and then Ida was the other one.
Eve Arden, yeah, nice.
Right.
Yeah. It was a big hit.
And it was the critical response was great to it, right? Like it made it's something like the equivalent of like $60 million in modern money. Which is probably like $3.55 back then. But anyway, so it was nominated for Best Picture. Joan won for Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Eve Ann, Best Screenplay, Best Cinematography too, which by the way deserved.
Honestly,
right?
Yeah.
Cinematography in this is killer. Like it's in the 18th Academy Awards.
Oh my God, we've come a long way.
That's what happens if we do an old one. Billy Wilder won for Best Director for Lost Weekend. Lost Weekend is fucking great. So that's
also
that's
too. The films that Joan Crawford did afterwards, Humoresque, Possessed, Daisy Keaton, Flamingo Road. She did the cameo. It's a Great Feeling, poking fun at her own screen image, but the whole slapping of her co-stars. The Damned Don't Cry, Harriet Craig. Like she was really on a roll in the 40s when she was entering this new era at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, which is, like I was saying, that's like her third era, right?
Yep.
So that's like the beginning of that, and
those starlet, established actress, and now to be like a movie star.
I'm curious what one picture. Hold on, I want to find it. Let's see. Spellbound was that year. Last Weekend is so good though. Last Weekend is really good. Last Weekend won Best Picture. So it was Mildred Pierce, Spellbound, another Selznick production. Bells of St. Mary's, Anchors Away, and Lost Weekend. Last Weekend is.
I'm tired of the Bells of St. Mary's being considered a Christmas song. It's a fucking song about fall. People, get it right. Anyway, she was nominated 2 years later for Possessed. Her second Academy Award nomination.
Have you guys seen Lost Weekend, the Billy Wilder movie? Like it's his like film noir. Like it's with Jim Lyman. Right?
That's one of the ones. That's one of the few Billy Wilder ones
it's really good. I think we had it on the list for this month actually, but it was one of those things where it's like not that many slots. It Lost Weekend does rock. It's very good. Give me back my arm. That's what I'm saying. Give him back his arm. He asked nicely.
Yeah, there's a weird year because like Anchors Away, the Gene Kelly.
Yeah, right.
That's the Gene Kelly one where they have Jerry from Tom and Jerry, and they literally put him into the thing to dance in a sailor's outfit with with Gene Kelly.
By the way, having nothing to do with Gene Kelly, the lead story for that version of Man's Life was Weasels Ripped My Flesh. It's a short story.
Man's Life.
Weasels ripped my flesh.
What's a man's life if you're not constantly being
ripped apart by various
by things that you wouldn't even think of, you know, like
yeah.
Goddamn vomits.
Yeah. And then, you know what movie, Joan Crawford, we gotta do one of these days? Johnny Guitar. Her versus Cambridge fucking hated each other. Like, I think that's
Johnny
part
Guitar.
of all the. Maybe Mercedes McCambridge was also channeling her hate for Joan Crawford when she voiced, the devil in The Exorcist too.
Nicholas Ray, right? Who also did frickin' Rebel Without a Cause and In a Lonely Place, which we have done on this very show.
Oh my God.
Weasels even rip my flesh. Look at it.
My God, that's so good. He's like grabbing the weasel and like throwing it around.
Happy vacation. These are the stories in man's life that month.
Dude, these illustrations kick so much ass. I want these to be throw away the flyers for my upcoming tour. I want it just to be this book cover.
This happy vacationists are overrunning Cape Cod, hooked to a killer shark.
Okay.
Can women justify a need for extramarital relations?
Find out.
We ask women. Is that like the early version of like where they have a bunch of OnlyFans models on like a YouTube show? And
we asked a panel of women.
Panel of women for their best arguments. We're gonna demolish them.
Also, weasels rip my flesh. It looks like this. Yeah.
And the weasels are also OnlyFans models.
Fun fact, a little bit about Johnny Guitar. Do you know who Joan Crawford wanted for the Emma Small role? Not Mercedes McCambridge, but we mentioned their names before.
I don't know.
Barbara Stanwyck and Betty Davis.
I was actually going to say Betty Davis because
she really wanted to work with Betty Davis for a long time. Like, I'm amazed at Joan Crawford's dedication to wanting to work with her because she did see Betty Davis almost as like an equal.
Weasels rip my flesh.
Frank Zappa had the album Weasels Ate My Flesh or Weasels Rip My Flesh. He had an album, and then he has the picture of.
It's a Zappa record. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Now I'm not interested. I appreciate Frank Zappa's free speech work more than I do the music. Thank you.
Yeah. Chewed to bits by a giant turtle.
Did you just make that up, or is that a real? Is that real? I mean, I don't even know anymore. Oh my God. He's got a knife and the turtles are fucking attacking him. That rules. Masculine inadequacies drive women nuts.
Belly Up Dead. San Antonio, home of Texas's Love Happy Girls.
Can you
think of a less threatening creature than turtles who seem to be like launching an attack in the air? How? Do they have a trampoline nearby? How are they in the air?
Maybe those are snapping turtles.
All I really saw in San Antonio, I didn't see Love Happy Girls. I just saw the Alamo. I got a cowboy hat while I was there.
And what the turtles attack this chick? Like, what's happening in this?
You have to read it to find out. What the fuck? Exactly. There's how many animals can they get to? All right, this one's not even realistic.
See, here's my theory. When we don't do an after party, it just shows. It just shows up in the actual show.
Cabinet. Lizards from hell.
This one is different though. This is True Men Stories. That's a totally different book.
True. San Diego, passion part of the Pacific. All right, they're just making up cities that have airports in them, and like you didn't never guess what the girls do here.
All of these would be such good flyers, though.
This is
artist
so,
theft.
This is the last one. This is the last one I'll put up. This is so Joe Rogan.
I'm sorry I started this, but
this is so Joe Rogan coded.
Strangled by a giant gorilla. The only thing that would make that headline better is if the strangled was like strangled by a giant gorilla.
The winter resorts where bachelor girls run wild. it's just destinations. You can pay them off to say your destination is where girls run wild. The love happy girls of Anchorage, Alaska.
I was going to say Juneau, but that's it works the same. Portland, Maine, haven for harlots.
It also sounds like, I'm sorry, but it sounds like a metaphor for masturbating. Sorry, I gotta go to the giant gorilla.
Sure. All right. Anyway, back to Mildred Pierce. We come back around to where it starts, which is to say that we see the murder, and yeah,
it became a big plot device in Noirs.
Well, it became. This is where one of the tropes started from, right? I mean,
more movies need.
Warner Brothers was known for their noirs. Like they saw something, and they're like, okay, we're gonna run with it. Which is so fucking funny because if you look on HBO Max, which is a Warner Brothers property,
it's not there.
Do you see Mildred Pierce? Do you see any of these? No, you don't.
But the thing about it is,
it's not like how it used to be, where you'd be strangled by a giant gorilla. Okay, weasels would rip your flesh.
I'm sorry. One more.
Oh my god! All right, go ahead. Sorry,
flying
everybody.
Oh
my god, the guy's face in this. You know what?
Where?
All right. If I was an idle millionaire, I would pay John Hamm to reenact all of these book covers, and he'd be down.
I like
by
better
the
than the weasel
yes,
one.
He would.
There's a second one where
there's two dudes.
Yeah, that guy's losing. This guy might be winning that fight. Maybe
that
guy is absolutely losing. Also, what was the story behind this? Is this a Brokeback Mountain situation gone wrong?
Yeah, why are they just shirtless in a fucking river? I guess.
You know, speaking of Brokeback Mountain, I rewatched Behind the Candelabra.
I don't know this.
Movie?
There's one that's just there's a few of them that are just women that are fucking the guy up with guns and knives and machetes and stuff.
Well, those are all just the movie posters for all the Ethan Coen movies, like Driveway Dolls and Honey Don't or whatever. Thank you. Anyway, anyone seen those? Yeah, me neither. Why is there an octopus involved? Crushed by 8 giant arms.
Not really going for the woman. It's just really into getting that guy. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna bookmark this page for later, but I'm gonna.
We're gonna take this offline for future after parties, everybody.
So I could just post these at random times.
I mean, but that's all I'm saying. They're amazing, right? Well, I don't even want to invoke these, but anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. But women's movies. Yeah, okay.
What about some of the fellas?
Yeah, what am I saying? And there it is, everybody. There it is. It's weasels rip my flesh. Flying rodents are ripping. Everyone's ripping their flesh.
Those weasels can whip my flesh anytime.
Whip my flesh, sure. Okay. Strangled by a giant gorilla. Of course, Letterboxd is a social media site for film lovers like out with and to each other about the movies they love, maybe the movies that they didn't love, maybe the movies that they just wanted to beat it with hammers. And of course, this is all a bottom-up democracy. Everyone gets out to say, not just the major critics, Sissels and Eberts, and so on and so on. Everyone gets to chime and opine about the movies. And this is best expressed succinctly, where they are collected weekly by yours truly for presentation to the panel and Forrest, which the panel, of course, is just Forrest and Kristina, to react to. And we all talk about them, laugh at with and to them. And that's what this is. These are the Letterboxd one-liners for Mildred Pierce. Let's roll them. Vita makes Veruca Salt look like a grateful angel. What an absolute demon. If I didn't have enough reason not to have kids, this film just sealed the deal for me.
No, I think maybe that's why I didn't want to have kids.
It's Lauren.
It's a friend of the show and frequent feature guest, Lauren Schnard.
Yeah.
One of my first Letterboxd buds.
Veruca Salt was the first person I thought of, too.
I want it now.
Actually, I think I got mixed up between her and
I want the square.
I think I got mixed up between her and the gum chewer. Fucking gum chewer. It turns into a giant.
fucking gum chewer.
But yeah, Willy Wonka.
Why are you chewing your gum like that? Fucking gum chewer.
Those horrible kids from Willy Wonka were the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Vita is number one on my list of people I'd sacrifice during a zombie apocalypse.
Wow. Imagine zombie apocalypse movies in the 1940s.
Oh
instead
man,
of noirs.
honestly, let's have that be the pitch. So it's like 1945. This is a classic film noir and zombies.
Yes. Instead of Muppets, it's zombies.
If it was 5 years ago, that would have been greenlit immediately.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you. My dad when Vita slept Mildred. Oh man, this is some serious shit.
Yeah. That's very true.
It's the lack. By the way, it's the lack of punctuation that does it for me. In this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. No notes. Nice work, Emily. Okay, there was one note. Nice work. Best condom ad ever.
It is the best condiment ever.
Were condoms around in 1945?
Yeah. Ah, we made them out of sheepskin and lambskin. Come and get them.
It's prophylactic. I would have beat Vita with hammers, I tell you that much.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bobby. I would have beat Vita with hammers. I'll tell you what.
I would have beat that young lady with hammers. I turned to Elvis.
Okay, Elvis.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Hank Elvis.
Where's that movie? Anyway, I was stopped there. I have nothing nice to say. The notes say anything at all. But I will tell you one thing. Pneumonia got the wrong girl.
Wrong kid died.
Wrong kid died.
Wrong
Seriously,
kid died.
the way it's funny, that scene where Vita tries on that dress and Kay's just like, what the fuck ever? I don't care. Like, her attitude is so funny. She's like, oh, you're breaking my heart. Who cares about your feelings? It's so great. I love it. Like, she was smart. She knew her older sister was spoiled rotten.
She was the better sister by far. Wrong kid died.
She died.
Truly, the two worst things a child could be: dead or Vita.
I don't know about dead at this point, but well, I mean,
she's still kicking it.
Yeah. Darth Vader, Thanos, and Vita Pierce.
Greatest movie villains of all time.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, Mary, kill. Because I think
okay, yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to fuck Thanos.
Marry Darth Vader, and I guess kill Vita. Yeah, sounds.
Not I guess. Yeah. That's what I'm here to do.
We made the right choices over on this podcast. We just start doing that on the after party.
I'm here to do two things. I'm here to chew gum and kill Vita, and I'm almost out of gum.
Exactly. We should have an FMK for after parties. Right.
Yes.
Speaking of which, may Vita receive the death penalty. Amen. Prayer hands.
I don't really believe in the death penalty, but there's got to be some exceptions, and I feel like Vita's the exception. Where I'm like, Zapper with everything you got.
Do not even put the wet sponge on top of her head. Let her fry. Let her.
Don't even give her a last meal.
What is it, the Green Mile? Yeah, the Green Mile.
If you ask her for a last meal, she'll make it insufferable. Just zap her.
Yeah. She would be like, I forgot, this one guy on death row ordered just a freaking Thanksgiving course meal, and then he didn't even fucking eat it. And they're like, no more death row inmates get their last meals anymore. They're just getting whatever's in the cafeteria.
One death row inmate fucked it up for everyone else.
Yep. So. He ordered 20 items, and he's like, nah, I don't want this.
What a dick.
Fucking prick.
I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I know she didn't do it, but Mildred should be allowed to kill just about everybody.
Seriously.
I like how she's like, she drops the gun. He's like, you don't want to do this. This isn't the way to handle your problems. And she's like, you know what? You're right. And drops the gun. And then her daughter's like,
I know what to do.
I think it is actually. Counterpoint, it is. Those are the Letterboxd one-liners for Mildred Pierce. Please follow the show on our Letterboxd HQ account at Movie Night Extra, where we have logs of all the great movies that we cover for Noirvember and beyond. You can see all the links to all the attendant short form content, written out explanations of what happened on the show. If for some reason that's your preferred way of doing it, follow us on there. It's great. It's a good time. The Scientific Loafer at Always Flacco over there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's logging stuff left and right there on Letterboxd, and You can follow him for all the stuff that we cover in the show and so very much more. Please do so. Darth Vita, that's me. That's me. I feel good about that one. At Conan Neutron. Follow me along for the Highbrow, the Midbrow, the Populous Fair. I'm down to one more movie for Criterion Challenge, and I'm going to hit it before I go on tour. So, and it's an Abbas Kiarostami movie. It's like one of Marta's favorites. So I feel confident in saying that it's going to be a good time. It's also like 95 minutes. So awesome. And then follow me along
5-star rating already from Conan Neutron.
It's already like the 5-star, just it's in the chamber. It's ready to go. So follow me along there for that, as well as all the great stuff we cover on this show and so much more. Just did a Begonia review a lot. Forrest did as well, which we'll get into the plugs, but I was on Film Suck talking about that with Eileen, which was great and an honor to be on that show, which I listened to. One of the only shows I listen to every episode of, I might say. So take that what you will. Kristina, Joan Crawford's Oscar in Bed. That's right. That was a thing. Look it up, people. Look it up, people. Connect the dots. Adam, Kristina.
Judy Garland could have gotten that experience too, but Grace Kelly won instead for Country Girl, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Adam, Kristina on Letterboxd, where she logs stuff at her leisure as she feels fit to do so. You can follow her in the popular Letterboxd format, just like the rest of us. Let's hit it with plugs.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and then hit the bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. And we'd humbly request that you watch the video to the end, because it helps us with the algorithm and helps more film fans to discover the show. We're also monetized. If you want to get your chat questions definitely read on stream, you can always send us a super chat, which will help us keep the show going. Every cent helps. If you're watching on Twitch, you can gift us a free sub on Amazon Prime with your Prime membership, but getting subs on Twitch is always appreciated, and it helps to follow us on there as well. We also have an audio feed, which is available wherever you download podcasts, if you prefer to listen to podcasts rather than watch the stream. That's updated usually the same day we stream, but watching on YouTube and Twitch is the best way to get the show first, live as it happens. If you want to support us with a monthly donation and get access to all of our after parties forever, which go patron only after we do them, you can become a patron at patreon.com/movie night extra. Link is in the description for that. It really helps us keep the show going since we do have some expenses to make this happen. We also have a Discord community. Link is in the description for that. We sometimes watch movies we cover on there. We get into conversations about everything from film to TV shows to related podcasts. We even have a Discord channel for memes. It's really fun on there. You can find us on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and Threads. You connect with us on all of those. Talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Lastly, we recently made a TikTok at Movie Night Extra where we're putting up short-form clips from the episodes. Okay, passing this to Conan so he can tell you about his music and this week's Protonic Reversal. Conan, who's on Protonic this week?
So special episode this week. I wasn't actually going to do a Protonic because I'm so busy with Secret Friends stuff that I wasn't really going to have time, but I'm doing the Japan special I talked about doing, I don't know, April, whenever that was, 100,000 years ago. So that's going to be coming up this week. Going to hit the Patreon first. So patreon.com/Protonic Reversal, $1 a month advance access for that. I wrote it up as an article that I've been saying that's kind of made the rounds already. It's just going to put it in podcast form. And I think that might be the only Protonic until tour's done. We'll see. There's one thing that might happen and might not. So just stay tuned. Protonic Reversal, subscribe on the platforms, all that stuff. Thank you in advance for all of those things. There is an incredibly exciting Protonic Reversal thing happening, but it's not anything I can talk about until December. So sorry. That's a announcement of things to announce. Later on.
For those who are new to the podcast, Conan does this all the time. He's like, I got something important, but I can't reveal it. I'm talking about it, though.
I know. I feel like I could just like not ever say anything and it would be better.
It's like when Michael would do right-wing Mandela and be like, I am considering perhaps maybe later possibly a run for president or something like that. It's like,
all I'll say is it's going to be worth waiting for.
Big things coming, big moves.
It's nice to be playing to be swimming around in such water. So let's put it that way. Conan Neutron, The Secret Friends. Most of me.
Now there's a giant octopus in those waters.
This is exactly. They're gonna rip your flesh. Wait, was the octopus ripping flesh? No, I think the rodents and the
rodents and the squirrels, the flying squirrels.
The gorilla was strangling.
And
the weasels and the rodents. That's right. The turtles were involved. Anyway, not the Ninja Turtles. That's an entirely different thing. I
can't wait to post just random ones of those at random times.
They're so good, man. They're so good. And this is something that showed up like Internet 1.0, and it was like, what is this? That's amazing. It's like, no, these are real like books that like young men were given to like learn how to be a man, I guess. And
be
like,
a man.
Everybody's
get those turtles off your flesh.
Yeah. Anyway, everything is
I used to be really afraid that if I put my toe in the water, a snapping
turtle will come get it. Yeah, there was a lot of that. That was up there with like quicksand for like these are not real threats. These are things that you will not have to face.
I've seen several snapping turtles at random times, and they're never like lurking in the water. They're just kind of like they're either sunning themselves or like they're in the middle of the road. And
they're fine. They're just living their lives. They're not fucking interested in attacking you like you're John Hamm on the cover of these men's books. Yeah. Come on. Conan Neutron, Secret Friends, back on tour. We had like a 2.5 week hiatus before we start the next leg. So we're hitting Kansas City, Jackson, Atlanta, New Orleans, Austin, Denton, Wichita, Santa Fe, and Phoenix. Coming up for this leg. Those are all going to be great shows. Looking forward to it. Places we haven't played in many years. In some cases, in a few cases, never. And in Atlanta's case, 2 years. And we also have I don't have it on the deck, but we're playing with Mike Watt for my birthday, which is amazing, and I'm very excited.
Nice.
That's gonna be great in Los Angeles. Good old Los Angeles. So stay tuned for that as well. NeutronFriends.bandcamp.com. Way of the Neutron. Great time to get digital, and I'll tell you why. Because as a lot of people have noticed, we were in an accident in Eastern Oregon.
Yeah.
This last tour, and insurance has now decided they are totaling the Supernaut. So I will now no longer, for the first time in my adult life, be owning a van, and that is a bummer for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that the Supernaut is in 2 documentaries, which is one more than I was in, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know I'm upset about it. It's like more like losing a pet than a family member, but it's like, it's not the ship, it's the it's the crew, it's the captain. But it's been a big deal. It's pretty been a big part of my life for the last almost 19 years, right? So so we're entering a post internet post Supernaut age.
Your next van, when you finally can afford one, is going to be the Internaut.
Well, they're named after Black Sabbath song titles. This actually, I had, let's see, it was the War Pig, it was the National Acrobat, and then the Supernaut. So they're all named for Black Sabbath song titles. I think I mentioned that when Ozzy died, right? But the Supernaut is the. It's a big deal, man. It's not cool, and it's just the way it is. 320,000 miles is an incredible run, but I'm gonna make a post about it soon. We might make a sticker sheet, Supernaut memorial sticker sheet.
There you
go. Never let a crisis go to waste. Is that what the phrase goes? But we are baroque as a motherfucking joke, as is everybody on this stream, and probably the audience. But we are not canceling a single date. We will be doing all of them. Very excited for it. Our friends at Bandigo are hooking it up. Cannot say enough nice things about Bandigo. NeutronFriends.bandcamp.com. I'm putting up tour t-shirts for sale and a bunch of other kind of weird esoteria. So if you're so inclined and you want to pick that up, it would be a great time to do so. So there you go. There's some other cool Secret Friends stuff coming up, but like I'll wait till like January or something to start like really talking about that. I'm glad everyone's safe. That's really what it comes down to, and that's I'm the one that put us into a ditch, and if I hadn't, woman who was in the wrong, who like cut and left in front of us, she would be dead, 100%. I would have a bent bumper and she would be dead. So,
Jeez.
that is as real as it gets. So, sorry, but that's where my head's been. Is that, you know, like
And if you
my Millennium Falcon, it'd be like if the Millennium Falcon got like totaled by insurance, is what this is like.
If you purchase Conan Neutron's albums, you can get more of Kristina's shoulders on episodes.
Right, exactly. It's in the download.
People are like, damn.
Give the people what they want.
I thought you guys would be more impressed with the cleavage, but whatever, it's fine. Shoulders are nice.
It's not my place to say. It's ma'am, please, ma'am.
Yeah, Cuomo just lost. It's not the time for such things.
Please, we're still in mourning.
Get a free bus to Florida.
If you won, hands up. If you lost, hands down.
I'm just gonna blast right past that. By the way, I was on films. I was on Film Suck. Thanks for the update. I appreciate it. I was on Film Suck to talk about Begonia, which was great. The show I listen to regularly. We're going to have Eileen on for Sunset Boulevard at the beginning of next month. We love Eileen Jones here. They call it Sunset Boulevard.
As if we never said
Why do they not make movies?
Oh, wait, that's
Why do they not make movies like Sunset Boulevard anymore?
You know, when they make the movie adaptation of the musical, Glenn Close is finally getting an Oscar. We all got to be ready for that.
And you know Donald Trump's going to have opinions about all of it.
I didn't mean the musical. I meant other Sunset Boulevard, other ones.
I was on Film Suck to talk about Begonia, the new Yorgos Lanthimos movie, which I doubtlessly will cover on this very show. I was an honor to be on that show. I like it very much. I listen to every episode. Forrest, eat your heart out. But you also got to be in the ballerina episode. And that was like,
yeah. We should have switched.
We could have swapped. I had a great time. I love Begonia. I thought Begonia was fantastic. I thought Begonia was wonderful. I can't wait to talk about it on this show. We're going to do a great job of it. I can tell already. But yeah, if you
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the future. We keep.
It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best episode.
We got to keep talking about it.
So there's a couple other things, but that's kind of been dominating my world. Back in the road. Key Largo. No, we're not in Key Largo. We are doing the movie Key Largo next week, and then
you have to go visit your dead war buddies hotel, and then you have to go to Key Largo, and then you're like, I checked the weather on my phone. They could have saved a lot of time for Key Largo if they had iPhones. They could be like, well, maybe I'll go a week.
This is like. Yeah, Key Largo, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. There should be a list of like movies that would be completely different if there were cell phones.
Yeah,
right. Where it's like, this movie's like 2 minutes long now.
I could see.
Everyone had a great time.
Ferris Bueller's on like a.
Ferris Bueller's parents would have found out he was skipping school within like an hour.
Oh yeah,
Ferris Bueller's on Instagram Live with this whole story, and they're like,
yeah,
sure, we have the pictures right here.
Literally, his father doesn't see that it's him when he's shaking in his office. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
moving on. So, I'm gonna do the long-awaited from like long-awaited meaning spring Japan tour wrap up. So for people that are looking for that, check out for that in Controversial. Secret Friends on tour next week. If you know people in those cities that we are playing, let them know. You know, some of them we haven't. Atlanta's the one we've been to most recently. It's been 2.5 years, right? We haven't been to Texas since COVID, which is crazy. So we were excited about that. Played some great bills. Looking forward to it. Kristina, what do you have going on?
Well, on Monday, I live streamed myself cleaning up my room. It took 6 hours, but I did it. Next time, a lot of people like coworker streams. Apparently, they're like, "We like you in your element." I'm like, yeah, but I look awful, and I'm wearing my work clothes, and I don't look glamorous, but whatever. We had to do it because pest control was coming in anyway. Next project is going to be cleaning out my closets, because I just put all my clothes in my closets and just don't do my laundry.
I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet.
I thought we were going to do Trapped in the Closet, but that works, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Jesus Christ, bring back shame. sorry, Rick, but I mean, come on.
Anyway, I had my show on the space, and I jumped right into hanging out with Alex, and we got to hang out with Lindsay Boylan, former.
Is that how you pronounce it? Huh? Like there's like an
Yes.
uptick at the end. Okay. Huh?
Yeah. We hung out with Lindsay Boylan, who worked in Andrew Cuomo's administration and was the first woman to come forward about, him being a fucking piece of shit sex pest. She's cool. She's awesome. Try to get her on the podcast maybe next month, hopefully. That'd be nice. I don't know. But
Adam Freeland, Amelia de Moldenberg episode dropped.
Oh, all right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, good.
And
good. There's good people on the internet doing good things.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Forrest and myself, we had a good time hanging out.
Last night, you did the election stream, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And Dan was out, or Dan the man on the streets. We gotta do a segment. That'd be so cool.
Well, he had it up as a segment. It was like Dan on the streets.
Yeah, and 6'7" camera. But it was cool because he was interviewing Irish dudes, maybe some Israeli guy, and another dude. It was cool.
No, I think the guy was German, I think, or Polish or something.
Maybe.
With that accent, but he was going up to random people, and they all turned out to be foreign.
Yeah, who all voted for Mamdani too. I was like, what? Okay, cool. New York, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'm
surprised he didn't try to go to the big. He didn't try to go to the big Zoran event, like the
where Hassan was there. Fucking Mehdi.
He could have definitely hit up people and gotten a ticket for himself if he wanted to. It was, but there were
to hang out with us losers instead.
There were people that were like really having a hard time getting in, though.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Hassan couldn't get upstairs." I'm like, Hassan walked outside, and people went nuts. Even Hasidic Jews were wanting to shake his hand. I'm like, "What's happening?"
You are Zoran, right? No.
Yeah. A lot of people like they confused him with Zoran. I'm like, they look nothing alike. What are you talking about? Like, it's funny. And
let me know how legs like you is.
I've heard it's really good. That's the new Rose Byrne movie. I heard it's great. I want to see that one.
It was fun watching some of the Majority Report covers too, because Emma was smoking weed and she was very, very high, and it was hilarious.
It was fun. It was funny to have 10 people watching a different stream, and like it's like we're watching Sam and Emma talk about something on a different stream, and it was like, this feels counterproductive. Like you could just watch
and then we were watching Fox News Code, but it was fun. But then also too on I'm probably gonna be streaming for the rest of the week. Sunday, my mom and I are putting up Christmas decorations.
Do I think Zoran looks like Charlie Cox? No, I think he looks like Aaron from Hit Factory, like alarmingly so.
He does.
Like they look like they could be like body doubles. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like it is really unreal, like how much they look like each other. Like is that Aaron? No, it's Zoran. Okay. But, that's the mayor, America's mayor. We're gonna take that back, by the way.
Yeah. But on Sunday, my mom and I are actually we're gonna celebrate Christmas this year since we're feeling a little bit better about bills and whatever the hell. So we're gonna live stream ourselves decorating for Christmas.
All right.
Get the holiday season started. I'm gonna wear with Grinch pajamas.
All right. Well, Rick, I'm sure we'll tune in.
You subscribed, yes, like and subscribe. Right?
Yeah, on my Twitch channel. What the hell, guys?
It's not that hard. It's just not on YouTube. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I'm out then.
Because again, YouTube is so much stricter with like copyright and shit. That's why I'm like, how come the space is not streaming on Twitch yet?
Oh, good. All right.
No fly zone. We have like a no-fly zone of what content we can watch. I'm like, here's the thing: if we were live streaming on Twitch, we would have a problem.
Jesus Christ! Should just become a dating app.
You boys gotta control yourselves.
I know. Settle down.
This is not like Forrest drunk messaging me on Messenger at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
Once in a while. Yeah, your scooters.
Yeah, exactly. Inside you are two wolves.
My Wally and Monty.
Could be 3 if you play your cards right.
Oh, never. What made you think I'm gonna marry you? I would never marry you. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for this month. All bangers, pretty much. I mean, not.
Yeah. Do you want to before we do final thoughts? Do you want to? Shit, I don't have it in front of me. Hold on. You want to talk about? So next week is Key Largo, right? That's with Mackenzie.
So yeah. So next week, which is the
Bogey Returns,
is
sure.
Key Largo. And then after that, we're hanging out with Josh Bugan.
Sounds like you guys are putting up polls on your own, if you ask me. Thank you.
Damn. That's Christina's next stream, actually.
No. What do you mean poll for a movie? Like, which one's better? I don't care about your opinion. Sorry, peace and love.
Yeah,
but
we decide on our theme months like months.
Or do you mean like what we would cover?
Yeah, I think he means to cover them.
Oh. That's kind of
interesting.
He wants us to cover some stupid Tyler Perry movie, okay?
I don't care what the audience thinks, though. That's the problem. So.
Wow, Conan's really going to help us with views when you say that.
We do a great show all the time, always. So, you know. I'm sure. It's a good idea.
Oh, man, my skin is glowing. Is this what joy looks like?
That's why everyone's putting up polls. Thank you.
We got a great show for you tonight. Conan Neutron is here.
No, of course, I love the audience.
Working on the poll for the Patriots.
Working on the poll, exactly.
I would usually say Tuesday Night Live, but it's Wednesday Night Live. You know.
I feel sorry for all the serious cinema fans that just wanted a nice, cogent conversation about.
I mean, we went through the entire plot, though.
They long go tuned out.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Men's magazine poster panel.
It's all exactly the men's magazine.
We needed a little thing.
That was an hour ago, right?
We went through all the women's pictures, and then we needed a little something for the men.
We need something for the men. The men have been neglected.
Far too long.
Key Largo. So that's Mackenzie Wilkes of Austin Danger and Criterion Connection.
I believe on the 11th.
And Above the Line. They have her and Ian have a new show called Above the Line that does new releases. It's really good. They just started doing it. So she has 3 podcasts now. Can you tell her girlfriend is in the country right now?
So we have
Kenzo.
We have The Long Goodbye after that with Josh Dugan.
Mr. Josh Dugan.
Yeah. And then The Big Lebowski.
Mr. Lebowski.
Virginia, man.
And then after that, we're going into films about films. So we're gonna have Sunset Boulevard.
That's right.
After that, we're redoing the
with Sunset Boulevard with Eileen.
Yeah.
I might dress up as Gloria Swanson. I'm just saying.
I'm ready for my close-up chat.
Exactly.
The Twitch
based
streamer
off of
version
Kristen Wiig's portrayal in
Yeah.
the Vincent Price Halloween special.
It's the Twitch star version of Sunset Boulevard. I'm ready for my close-up chat.
Black sequin dress. I'm gonna fake fur shawl and part my hair in the middle and just go.
I'm ready for my Twitch raid, Mr. DeMille. Feel good about that. Feel good.
Yeah, and then so then we have The Player, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
The Player with Ian from Rigs of Dad in Kowloon Walled City. It's been a long time since he's been on the show, so that's gonna be great. And then Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Mike Scott of Bottle and Bond, which is a great show, great dude. And then Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then our last show of I can't remember what the last one is.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Tarantino
movie.
The only other movie that has Samantha Robinson.
Of the great.
Well, and so that's going to be Kev of Austin Danger podcast, and what was he?
I was trying to do it off the dome because earlier I made the episode links for it for the next 2 months. Like I was like, all right, I'll get them out of the way while I'm here in front of my computer. So I did them in a row, and I was like, I bet I could do it off the top of the dome.
And Kev said the great line when we were confirming it of the Manson family are all my favorite actors.
Yeah, literally.
Which we've talked about so much. The Euphoria of just how many people that from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are like huge,
dude,
like,
Samantha Robinson
stars, right?
The
Yeah.
Love Witch. The only
Yeah,
other
I'm
movie.
familiar.
The only movie she's in. The only other movie she's in. I completely forgot about that. She's one
Jesus
of Margot
Christ.
Robbie's. She's one of Margot Robbie's friends.
All right, we get it. Feet. Cool. Anyway, moving on. By Kristina alongside.
Is Feet the sequel to Plane? Plane.
Feet.
But yeah, that sounds about right. We're literally at the 2-hour mark. So
yeah, we haven't done final thoughts yet, but I'll keep it succinct. So Noirvember, then I guess movies about movies. Look, all you guys are really busy in the chat. If you have a better title for the month than movies about movies, which there probably is, let us know. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah. So final thoughts.
That's too long. Should I go first? Yeah, I'll go first. Sure. Look, this is peak. Can a lady just catch a break? Cinema.
Yeah.
Great subtle nuance, psychological noir, kind of combined with the Hollywood melodrama, and I think this is a classic example, as mentioned, of the studio women's picture. And Mildred Pierce is also one of the best. Smart, brisk, and interesting. Joan Crawford's very easy to identify with and wonderful in the roles. She was right to win the Oscar that year, and Vita has to be the top contender for Worst Child in Cinema.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great movie. It's great to reactivate. Yeah, sure. It's a Splinter Cell now. Noirvember, the Noir month for Noirvember, and to kick it off with this one, which is one of my favorites. So,
hell yeah, Kristina, final thoughts.
Yes, this is Joan Crawford at her best. I mean, she worked hard. She worked basically 20 years to have a role like this. I mean, was a defining moment in her career. Changes made from the novel were necessary to make this a classic noir film. I mean, it's been spoofed even by Joan Crawford herself, even kind of in Mommy Dearest, obviously. You can tell that it's a role that Joan Crawford, listening to interviews after, like in the 50s and 60s and early 70s before she passed, she always looks back on that role fondly. It's great. I love it. It's if you're looking for good noir films, Warner Brothers has you like perfect. Like just look at Warner Brothers in the 40s. You'll find a lot of good noir films. Anne Blythe, still alive, still kicking it at sorry, Paisley. The dog was like, what?
First of all, how dare you? Secondly, really?
97 years old.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still kicking it, and you can tell that she admired Joan Crawford and still talks highly about her experience filming Mildred Pierce. And I can't imagine this movie starring Barbara Stanwyck or Bette Davis.
Yeah, I don't know. Barbara Stanwyck
so different.
Has too much. I feel like she has too much like the roles that she plays have a little bit too much class. Like I think Joan Crawford does too, but like in a different way, right? Like where you can see her playing like a working woman. Like it's harder to see Barbara Stanwyck like
she's always known for playing a working girl, so like it kind of fit. But also too, even when she did Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, they were like, do not wear makeup, Joan. You're supposed to be very plain Jane. So she kept putting on makeup to make herself look more glamorous. And they're like, you're in a wheelchair. Stop it.
Yeah, but she's very glamorous though. But there's like I don't know. There's like
she
a level.
She literally would get all dolled up to go to the grocery store. Like she never she's my idol.
Maybe it's also like the politics of Barbara Stanwyck. It's like I know that you're not a waitress. Like
yeah.
She ended up being a real crazy broad with her far right politics.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Key Largo.
We're going back to Bogey. It's been a while. Yeah.
Long Goodbye and then Big Lebowski. I feel good about this month. I feel like this month is good. This is the month to be a movie night extravaganza subscriber and patron. You know, youtube.com/movie night extravaganza, twitch.tv/movie night extravaganza, patreon.com/movie night extra. All of those things. Subscribe, like, subscribe in whatever order you really think of it. Do all the things.
Just give us money is the most important
thing. It's a little too late to have killed Dick Cheney if we did Vice like 3 years ago, Josh.
Yeah.
I wish I could take credit for that.
Yes, I knew yesterday was going to be a good day.
Yeah, same. All right. Well, look,
Dick Cheney said, Zora, I'm dying to becoming mayor over my dead body.
He said he heard like there might be a Muslim mayor of New York, and he went, like Eddie's a socialist. Like, he's a Muslim. He's a Muslim, and he's going to be mayor of New York. Dick Cheney went, oh, and then the second plane hit the towers because they said he's a socialist, and he went.
Hassan did a podcast with Gian Marco or whatever, and it was so funny because he was talking about how Dick Cheney wasn't dead, and then he died. I'm like, oh.
Mom Donnie dear. I was gonna say we should end the stream 2 minutes ago, but that's really good. So let's just
Mom Donnie dear. We're not gonna get better than that. All right, we'll be Night Extravaganza. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.